It was the 1980s, a decade of drive-thrus, cassette tapes, and neon lights. Every highway corner seemed to sprout a new burger joint, glowing under the hum of fluorescent signs. McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's were expanding faster than ever, promising quick meals for busy families. But not everyone was loving it. Across America, some small towns stood their ground. They saw fast food as a threat to their charm, their culture, even their health. They didn't want their kids trading homemade meals for plastic toys and greasy wrappers. So they did the unthinkable. They banned burgers. Today, we're rewinding to those unbelievable moments in the fast food wars, the 10 epic 80s towns that banned burgers, and the powerful reasons why they did it. 1. Mendocino, California, the golden arches that never rose. Nestled along the foggy cliffs of Northern California, Mendocino looked like a postcard from another time. Wooden inns, art galleries, and the sound of waves instead of traffic. When McDonald's announced plans to open a restaurant in town, residents erupted. They packed community meetings, holding handmade signs that read, "No arches on our coast." Locals argued that a fast food chain would destroy the town's historic Victorian charm. After months of heated debate, McDonald's quietly withdrew. The lot they had planned to build on remained empty, a quiet victory for small-town identity over corporate power. To this day, Mendocino stands as one of the earliest and most famous towns to win the burger battle of the 1980s. 2. Montpelier, Vermont, the capital that chose local flavor. Montpelier, the smallest state capital in America, has always done things differently. In the 1980s, when fast food chains began sweeping across New England, Montpelier took a stand. They didn't pass flashy laws or protest. They simply refused to sell out. Zoning restrictions made it difficult for major chains to build within city limits, and local pride did the rest. Residents preferred their family-run diners and sandwich shops. While nearby towns got McDonald's and Burger King, Montpelier stayed true to its small-town soul. Even today, it remains one of the few capitals in America without a single McDonald's, and the locals are proud of that. 3. Carmel by the Sea, California, Clint Eastwood's no-fry zone. Back in the 80s, Carmel wasn't just a coastal beauty. It was a creative haven filled with artists, poets, and dreamers. The last thing locals wanted was the smell of French fries wafting through the cobblestone streets. So they banned fast food outright. No golden arches. No drive-thrus. No fluorescent signs. The town prided itself on handmade charm, quaint bakeries, cozy cafes, and hand-painted signs. But when actor Clint Eastwood became mayor in 1986, he eased some of the restrictions. Still, fast food remained largely unwelcome. Carmel today still carries that same quiet elegance, untouched by the hum of fryers and soda machines. For Sedona, Arizona, the turquoise arches revolution. Imagine a McDonald's, but without the golden arches. That's what happened in Sedona. In the 1980s, the desert town's residents were fiercely protective of their red rock landscape. They didn't want bright yellow signs clashing with nature's palette. When McDonald applied to open a restaurant, the city agreed on one condition. The arches had to be turquoise. It became the only McDonald's in the world without its signature yellow logo. The message was clear. Sedona would welcome business, but only on its own terms. Even today, the turquoise arches are a tourist attraction, a symbol of how one town tamed a global giant. 5. Bar Harbor, Maine, the seaside that said no to fries. Bar Harbor was, and still is, one of New England's most picturesque coastal towns. In the 1980s, its cobblestone streets, seafood shacks, and ocean breeze defined its charm. But when fast food companies tried to move in, residents pushed back. They didn't want the smell of frying oil competing with fresh lobster rolls or clam chowder. Town meetings grew tense, but the final vote went a tradition: no fast food chains in the downtown area. Bar Harbor streets remained filled with local ice cream parlors and crab shacks, not neon burger joints. And it worked. Tourism thrived, and the town's charm stayed intact. 6. Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts, island of independence. By the mid-1980s, Martha's Vineyard had become a playground for the famous and the wealthy. But when the fast food boom came knocking, islanders shut the door. Residents argued that the island's tranquility would be shattered by 24-hour drive-thrus and fluorescent signs. They introduced strict zoning laws, making it nearly impossible for big chains to open shop. To this day, Martha's Vineyard remains one of the few places in America without a McDonald's, Burger King, or KFC. Instead, visitors dine on local sandwiches and seafood from family-run cafes. On the Vineyard, even lunch feels like a luxury from a simpler time. 7. Solvang, California. Denmark versus the drive-thru. If you've ever strolled through Solvang, you know it feels like stepping into a fairy tale, windmills, thatched roofs, and bakeries filled with Danish pastries. In the 1980s, when fast food franchises tried to open there, residents said no. They believed plastic booths and soda machines didn't belong next to wooden spires and European charm. Public hearings were held, petitions signed, and eventually, Solvang banned most chain restaurants from the city center. The decision paid off. Today, tourists still flock to Solvang for its old-world magic, a place where you can get able skivers instead of apple pies from a drive-thru window. 8. Aspen, Colorado, the ski town standoff. Before Aspen became a playground for celebrities, it was a peaceful mountain town filled with skiers, artists, and free spirits. But when the 1980s arrived, developers started eyeing it as a prime location for fast food expansion. Locals feared that chain restaurants would ruin the character of their town, a place that celebrated nature, not neon. So, Aspen passed ordinances restricting fast food franchises, limiting signage, and promoting independent eateries. The ban helped Aspen keep its upscale, rustic charm. Even decades later, the town remains mostly free from fast food, proof that a community's values can outweigh corporate convenience. 9. San Juan Bautista, California, a mission against modernization. San Juan Bautista was known for its historic Spanish mission and its timeless main street, where time seemed to stand still. In the 1980s, when fast food chains began eyeing its growing tourist traffic, residents fought back. They feared that drive-thrus and glowing signs would clash with their heritage. So, they enacted a strict preservation law: no chain restaurants in the downtown area. The town's mission bells kept ringing, while its diners stayed small and family-run. To this day, visitors come to experience old California, where every meal feels like a story passed down through generations. 10. Telluride, Colorado, the final frontier of the burger wars. High up in the Rocky Mountains, Telluride was once a mining town turned ski haven. In the 1980s, as tourism exploded, fast food brands came knocking, but locals slammed the door. They didn't want their town to become just another stop on the map. So Telluride passed laws banning most corporate chains, ensuring that every restaurant reflected local flavor and mountain culture. The move inspired other ski towns to follow suit. Even now, Telluride remains a proud example of a place that chose authenticity over fast food convenience, proving that not every craving deserves a drive-thru. Looking back, the fast food wars of the 1980s were about more than burgers and fries. They were about identity, about towns refusing to be swallowed by the sameness spreading across America. Each of these communities made a bold statement. We're not against burgers. We're just for something real. They fought for flavor, for culture, for streets that still smell like home cooking. So the next time you pull into a drive-thru, think about these towns, the ones that said no to the neon glow and kept their spirit alive. If you enjoyed this nostalgic journey, give this video a thumbs up, share your favorite hometown memories in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories from the past. Because here on American Rewind, every bite of history still tastes fresh.